What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron back today with more Destiny 2, and today the grind continues on the Warlock in the blue armor, getting it done. Gonna do some adventures. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna talk about the Sandbox changes that are coming to Destiny 2 Year 2, aka Forsaken, and I figured this would be a good time to do some adventures while we're doing it. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, so I apologize in advance if it's a long one. But there's a few things I wanted to talk about that some of you may or may not know or might not have all the information on, and have an opinion based off of that that might not be, you know, warranted, I guess. So, a lot of supers are getting changed. Every single super is getting touched. They're not removing any of what we have, so you're still going to have, for instance, your top tier and bottom tier, top and bottom trees in each and every one of your subclasses, and you'll just have a third one, presumably like here or something, that'll have the new one. So for Dawnblade, you're going to be able to heal your friends, put down a big ol' rift that is both an empowering and a healing rift, and really help with the nuking of bosses and things of that nature. Nothing is going away. They are, however, changing or buffing pretty much every single super to fit the new time to kill lethality in the new expansion, Forsaken. Lethality is a word that they used a lot in yesterday's live stream. They wanted to make sure that everything was balanced around lethality. So the primary weapon kills, like, for instance, this Huckleberry. I'm sure this Huckleberry's time to kill will be, you know, decreased. You'll be able to kill people faster, that sort of thing. So certain supers will have to be able to combat that, you know, or, you know, you'll be able to have shotguns, grenade launchers, and snipers in your kinetic or secondary slot, which is both primary, energy, kinetic, secondary, power, aka heavy, that sort of thing. So if somebody's running, for instance, a grenade launcher, a shotgun, and a sniper rifle as a loadout, the supers have to be able to combat that, and so do the melee abilities, and so do the grenades. So it's very balanced, I think. I have a lot of cautious optimism around the new Sandbox. I think the Sandbox team over at Bungie has put in a lot more effort this time around than they have in the past. There's been a lot more playtesting. They've noted on several occasions that they'll be tweaking the time to kill probably up until like the day before release. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how the time to kill for everything is changed. We're going to get 3 tap hand cannons, the Better Devils being one of them. And what's interesting about the Better Devils both coming back and being a 3 tap hand cannon is that the Better Devils isn't the hardest hitting archetype of hand cannon. So we have the 140 archetype, which is what the Better Devils is. We have the 150s, we have the 180s, and we have the 110s. 110 is what they showed yesterday in the live stream, 3 tapping things. And that was 2 body shots and a headshot. So the Better Devils archetype from the intro video that was showed yesterday, and the intro trailer that's been circulating YouTube and Twitter and other social media avenues, has shown a lot of complete brain fart. Live commentaries are hard, folks. Has shown that, you know, it looks like it was 2 headshots and a body shot to get that kill. So it's possible that the 150s might be able to 3-tap as well if it's 3 headshots. 180s will probably 4-tap still. Oh, there we go. We gotta go through this door. It'll be interesting to see. 3-tap hand cannons will be a nice I don't want to say addition because it wouldn't be an addition. They would just be coming back. And another nice thing that was coming back is the 2-punch melee system. It makes coming in for close-range combat a lot more viable, especially when, you know, everybody and their mom could be running a shotgun or 3. And also the Titans getting their shoulder charge 1-shot back. You know, there's I've seen people kind of both ways on that, opinions in both ways. That it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Personally, I think it's a good thing. I'm not just saying that as someone that mains a Titan in the Crucible. When it comes to PvE, I play everything, but when it comes to PvP, Titan is my main there. And Titan was not my main in Destiny 1. Hunter or Warlock was about 50-50. So the nice thing about the 1-shot shoulder charges coming back is, yeah, I mean, you're going to get shoulder charged more often than not around a corner or something like that, but you can combat it with a shotgun. A Titan is going to have to commit to just sprinting at you, usually head-on, if they're smart around a corner, in order to secure that shoulder charge kill. So there's a lot of commitment for that. You can't just, you know, get your shoulder charge just instantaneously. You got to put in some time. You can't be shooting while you're doing that. And you really have to put yourself out there, get out of cover, that sort of thing. So I think that being 1-shot is fine with me. Now, are there certain exotics that might bring back what people might remember from year 2 of Destiny 1 called the Juggernaut meta? Yeah, it could. There's, I think it's a Mark 44 stand-asides. Don't quote me on the name right now because I'm not playing on my Titan, so I can't just pull up the exotic because I do have it with me on my Titan. But that exotic, while you're sprinting and you have your shoulder charge off cooldown, gives you an overshield. And that overshield would allow you to, you know, close the gap easier for a shoulder charge. But what it allowed Titans to do in year 2 of Destiny 1, they would use that overshield to not close the gap to shoulder charge you, but they would close the gap to shotgun you in the face. And that is a real possibility. Again, I mean, it could be a possibility now, except you'd have to commit to using your power ammo to do so. And being able to have, you know, 2 rounds of in a shotgun after, you know, coming back is nice. And also, it's nice that it's not a ton of special ammo on respawn. In Destiny 1, you got, in year 1 and 2, you got a fair amount back. Actually, a pretty large amount of special ammo back. Enough to basically just go on another shotgun spree. But the way that special ammo was found in Destiny 1, there were special ammo crates. Kind of like there are little heavy ammo crates right now, except if you opened it, you got special ammo, and special ammo was on the ground for your teammates to pick up if they were in a close proximity to you when you opened it. So, that was the same thing with power ammo as well. So I think it's going to be a lot more balanced than Destiny 1 was as far as that goes. You know, because you only get more special ammo if you find more special ammo from somebody's body. So either you have to secure a kill, a teammate has to die that has special ammo near you, or a teammate has to kill somebody, and then you can pick up that special ammo just by running over it. You don't have to hold a button on it like you do with the power ammo that somebody might drop. So that's nice. You know, people can't go shotgun warrioring all the time. If you get shut down, you only get 2 more shots when you come back. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Another thing that, you know, certain hunters that will, like myself actually, when I do play in a hunter, I often play as Night Stalker. And what really turned me off from Night Stalker, both in Destiny 1 and in Destiny 2, on PvP, is the fact that you don't really save yourself more often than not using the tether. You usually save your teammates from a super. Because what would always happen to me is I would see a super running up on me, I would tether, and even if I hit them directly, the tether itself wouldn't activate and get rid of their super until after I died, because it just takes so long for it to actually recognize that you have in fact tethered somebody. And they're changing the way that works, and it kind of works. The way that they described it was like it pulses out, you know, what's within my tether range, what can be tethered. Okay, I'm going to tether that thing. And they increased the I would say, loss of a better word here. They increased the frequency. There we go. That's the word I was searching for. Again, live commentaries are hard, folks. They increased the frequency of which that happens. So the chances of you shooting a tether and then getting completely annihilated and then the tether actually activating on somebody greatly reduced. So we might see a resurgence of more tethers in the Crucible, but I think that's fine. It's just the way it's got to go. The way that Night Stalker was originally introduced is that you'd be able to, you know, lock down areas. This is more like area denial, protecting a control point type thing.
But as much as I want us to get, there are 2 generators,
and now that it's actually going to be useful to defend yourself from a super and not having to pre-fire and predict where a super is going to be. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot more viable. Eat grenades, Cabal. There we go. Good job. So yeah, that's what I think. I think that every change that they have, that they're making, is going to be a good one. Being able to equip snipers and shotguns and fusion rifles and grenade launchers in our primaries and secondary slots is going to be a breath of fresh air into the game. A lot of people like the current, 6v6, but a lot of people like myself also don't like the current meta. And there always is going to be another meta, and that's kind of another point that I wanted to make. There's always going to be a weapon or an archetype of weapon that is more powerful than everything else. Now, the weakest meta, or I would say the broadest meta that this game has ever had, I believe, was in Curse of Osiris. At the beginning of Destiny 2, we had the Uriel's Gift Mida multi-tool meta that nobody seemed to want to get away from in the Crucible. And now we have the Vigilance Wing Graviton Lance meta, where the only reason why most people would not use one of those 2 weapons is if they're using something like Tractor Cannon or Colony. Tractor Cannon more often than not now, because it's kind of the new debag weapon to use if you want to stop people from having fun. But we will see what happens. Like I said, there's always going to be another weapon that's slightly better. There's always going to be the vast majority of Crucible players that will use it to try to win more games than they lose, and they think that only using the meta constantly will get them more kills and make them better players. In reality, using the meta in order to learn how to use it and how to play against it is definitely a good thing, but only using the meta is only going to hurt somebody with their game skill. The meta will change. It does shift constantly, and if you basically have to completely relearn how to use a different weapon every single time, or how to use a certain archetype of weapon, you're going to have a challenging time in the beginning of the meta, and then as time goes on and you're only using that meta, you will slowly forget how to use other weapons, and you'll get much, much better at using the new meta. So, whereas most people in the Crucible are, as I just described, where they only use the meta because they feel that that's the only way they can win, or that's how they have the best chance of winning. It's one thing. Then there's people that use a vast majority of weapons, including the meta, to both learn how to use the current meta if they are in a situation where they need to use it to win, but also how to effectively combat it. And then you have people like myself that hold a certain disdain for the meta. Just, I can't describe why. I just do. I just don't like using it at all. People like myself don't like the meta to almost a fault, where I pretty much refuse to use the meta no matter what, so I never really learn how to use the meta effectively. So if I am in a situation where I need to use the best weapons possible, I find myself fighting an uphill battle using the meta, which might seem confusing to others, but I'm sure there's a couple other people like me out there. There always is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the current Sandbox reveal stream from yesterday. There's a link in the description for that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the reveal stream. What do you think of the Sandbox changes that are coming to Destiny 2? Do you share my same sentiment towards the game in general? Just cautiously optimistic. I gotta admit, though, the stream yesterday did get me kind of hyped. I cannot wait to play with all of the new supers, especially the new Sunbreaker subclass tree, whatever you want to call it. Being able to throw my melee ability and then pick it back up or let it explode like a little grenade sounds really interesting to me. I can't wait to give it a try. But like I said, let me know what y'all think. If you liked this video, a positive rating is greatly appreciated. Again, a link to the Bungie reveal stream will be in the description, starting at about 12.5 minutes, because that's when the stream actually started. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I know it's kind of a talky, random, running around shooty episode. Hopefully I got all my points across. Like I said, I only do these things in a live commentary because it's the way that I record my videos. But yeah, if you want to see more of my daily content, I will be covering, of course, Forsaken when it comes out. I will, of course, be doing Crucible challenges, as I have been. I do need more ideas for that, though. If you all have any, leave them in the comment section down below. There's a couple that I could do, but I'm looking for kind of like off-the-wall challenges, which will be a lot easier to do come Forsaken, because we'll be able to use different weapon archetypes all over the place. That's gonna be really, really fun, actually. So can't wait. I can't wait for the new Sandbox and the new meta to develop. We'll have to see what it is. But yeah, don't forget to have a good day, everybody. And I'll catch you all next time.